Good morning. Hello, Celise. Ugh. All right. What to do? What to do? Oh. Good morning. I haven't really been doing dailies in the morning anymore. I've been doing dailies in the nighttime. I can just focus on just making videos right away in the morning. This video.
If you are sleeping on Soul
Video. And this video. And this video. And this video. And there's so many videos. Okay. Anything else? Looks like spoilers. I probably can't watch this one. God damn it, they're all fucking spoilers, man. Fuck. Hello, Tearsy. Can I watch this? Hello, Jay. You think I can watch this? No, I don't think I can watch this. The mysterious color and coat. Nah, this is like... It depends. No, this is from a year ago. There's no way this is anime only. That's fucking like from a year ago. There's no shot. There's no shot. I'm 100% getting spoiled if I click that video. No shot. Fuck. Are there any other solo leveling videos? Solo level review. Doctor reacts to solo leveling fight injuries. This is a very interesting channel. He does a lot of Baki content too. He's an actual doctor that always, you know, labels his reactions as Doctor Reacts. And he'll do like Doctor Reacts to like Baki fight scenes or like stuff like that, which is pretty fucking smart. You use your profession to stand out. Then you focus on shonen niches. Like... Pretty smart. Pretty smart. Doctor Reacts! Doctor Reacts! Non-Doctor Reacts. Everything you need to know before solo leveling. I don't think I can watch this. Pretty sure the Weeb Commander spoils a shitload of content too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, every one of his videos is fucking spoilers for me, so I can't watch that shit. Nope, not gonna do that. Beezy. Who is Beezy? Oh, it's one of these channels. It's kind of like the CJ the Champ kind of channels. It's basically... How do I explain this? If white people do video essay reviews like this, like H. Brandon, then black people make very fun videos like this. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a pattern right now. Have I watched cut content for season 2? Have you checked out my video upload? Every day, every week has been cut content. In fact, they perform so badly, I think about skipping it. So the fact that you're even asking this implies that you don't give a shit either, because you didn't even bother even checking it. No. Why the fuck would I check out the preview? The preview, all it does is fucking spoil you. Of course you want me to watch the fucking spoiler, because you already know what's gonna happen. You're fucking light novel readers. Why would I watch the spoiler? Why would I spoil myself? It makes no fucking sense. My biggest issue with solo leveling. No, I need some recent videos. Solo leveling in a nutshell. Drunk anime dude. Oh, it's drunk anime dude. Oh, we watched this guys before. Yeah, the Eminence Shadow, the furry hunting season. Pretty sure you recommended me this, Rio. Yeah, you did. What the fuck is this? You're too innocent for the Eminence Shadow. What in the fuck is... What the fuck? It's been a while since Eminence Shadow content, to be honest. Maybe I'd want to check that out. I'm not sure. Long Guineon. This looks like spoilers, right? This looks like spoilers. Yeah, I think it's spoilers. All right, and we click off. Hello, Progaster. Why is there so many spoilers, dude? Just give me some fucking regular video essays. So I read Solo. Oh no, I don't care about you reading Solo Leveling. Show me some anime only shit. This is dangerous. The more I fucking start scrolling down, I think it's even more. The entire story explained in 10 minutes. No, stop. Yeah. There's this guy though. Maybe we'll put this in the watch later. Same with this one. I think we can just start off with this video. Oh wait, where'd Beezy go? Maybe I can check out this one too. And then... Oh, he's still farming chibi hate videos. Okay. Yeah, the anime content is pretty dry right now. We're definitely in a drought. There are some other videos that I can definitely check out, stall, but we are in a drought, which is not really it's not a bad thing. There's plenty of different content I can be checking out, like Kimichi Moonlight Fantasy. Oh yeah, good call actually. Does Andy News even cover this? I don't think he does, right? There's like this I could check out. The fuck? Boldest Anime watched this 2 years ago and didn't even bother putting a thumbnail on? Interesting. Is it really just the same fucking people just reviewing this shit every time? Wait, this is me. There's no thumbnails here either. The fuck? I think YouTube is bugged right now. I just don't think it's showing thumbnails. But I'm starting to realize it's H. Brandon, Otaku Spirit. It's the same motherfuckers that we just talk about this show every time. There's no one else. It's just us. I guess it is, huh? I would like to do I would like to do Skimichi Moonlit Fantasy like review video style too. Maybe I could check this one out. All right, we got plenty of videos to cook. All right, let's get to work. I think we're gonna watch this one first. I'll probably just do this one and just get into Classroom Daily stuff. I think that's the plan, and then we'll save some videos for tomorrow. All right, 3. Wait, volume check.
If you are sleeping on solo leveling, boy, are you missing. If you are sleeping on solo,
that's right, Brandon. Talk your shit. All right, 3, 2, 1. Solo leveling episode 4. Solo's a boss with this bare fucking hand. That's right, he did that. Let's see what Brandon has to say.
If you are sleeping on solo leveling, boy, are you missing out, because this man just soloed such a cool, well-animated, big-ass snake.
That's right, no CGI here. Nope.
Boss with his bare hands. And I mean, I've seen some badass.
That's the funny thing, because he was using a shitty weapon. This rusted, broken down weapon that we took from Mr. Kim that betrayed us. And then he realizes, oh, my hands are literally stronger. I can just penetrate the fucking armor of this snake with my hands.
Raw things in anime. But this one's definitely the rawest in recent memory, because when you have a character who you know is going to be an absolute beast. The show's called Solo Leveling, and already by episode 4, he's probably at like level 18, give or take. And this show did such a good job at showing how broken he already is, and this isn't even close to where he's gonna end.
I think that the whole snake fight was very hard fought, and it felt very the progression was there. It was very believable. The character development in terms of his like confidence, not just in terms of his powers. But after we got to the snake fight, when he just casually destroyed that monster out of the gate, the dungeon break, and he just walks away and just saves the entire party, that was like, oh, he's already fucking flexing. Oh, he's going fucking crazy right now.
And we probably haven't even reached a percentage of the insanity that he's going to do, because
exactly.
This boss that you couldn't cut, its scales were so strong. He rips that boy apart and strangles that thing with his bare hands, and that's all well and good. But then when you go to the surface and see a group, an army, struggling to defeat this golem that he looks at and says, this is weaker than the boss.
Straight up, he starts shit talking them. He just starts looking down like, ugh, fucking E-Rakes. He didn't say that, but the tone of his voice and his perspective completely changed as he leveled up and as he came out of that dungeon, and he just coolly solos that golem and walks away.
That I just fought, threw a broken sword, broke through its defenses, something a whole army couldn't do. Yeah, this man's built different. Full life.
I feel like, maybe it's my headcanon, but the damage that Sung Jin-woo did by throwing that sword was pretty much 90% of the boss's HP and more, and broke everything down, and then the rest of the party pretty much did a kill steal. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to believe.
Reaction to today's wonderful solo leveling episode over on my Patreon. Who likes to see my full-length thoughts? They're over there if you're interested. Wow, like I expected something good this episode, but I actually didn't expect them to finish the boss fight, let alone show a second boss fight.
Because they could have done a fucking cliffhanger. They could have 100% done a cliffhanger as Sung Jin-woo is about to throw a sword. Classic, right? Like the previous episode versus the Red Lycan, but they actually wrapped it off. No cliffhangers this time. That's great.
All in the same episode. Something that's been rather odd to me is the criticisms towards cliffhangers when it comes to solo leveling, because every anime that's ongoing, especially anything with like a story or a lot of action, has cliffhangers. Like you're not.
But the only criticism from my end about episode 3 cliffhanger was the fact that there was no threat. It's a fucking red Lycan with the metal jaw, and you're telling me, all right, it just felt jarring, you know? Cliffhangers are supposed to be super intense. The red Lycan was like anticlimactic and jarring. I was like, we don't really care about that, whatever. Episode 1 cliffhanger, I think was totally fine.
You're not going to see every single thing in an episode because there's multiple episodes you're going to be watching. So cliffhangers are not only used to keep you interested, but most importantly, they can't fit everything in a 20-minute package, right? But I've seen a lot of people act like it's insufferable, and I'm like, this feels pretty normal cliffhanger-wise for me. But either way, I thought they would just do what they normally would do. You know, we'd see all the wolf and everything that we fight, that we end up doing, and then we'd start the boss fight, and it would probably cut away from a big moment.
Yeah.
Instead, we
They
get
fall
all the
through.
little miniature action, we get the full boss fight, and then they put the cherry on top and show just that.
The cherry on top is the best part, though. I just didn't expect. Because, like, I thought the whole focus of the previous episode was the snake fight against Kasaka. And that was crazy. That was great. And I thought that was it. We got our solo leveling for the week. And then we wait until next week. It's like, oh, no, it's not over yet. No, he's going to come outside. He's just going to solo a boss casually and walk away. I think that might have been even more hype.
Golem, which literally, there was like 8 characters there, give or take.
Okay, 8 E ranks, right? 8 E ranks. Does that count as actual people? I'm not sure.
Of course, our girl struggling with her PTSD, can't say I blame her, but
Juhi being useless as usual.
I mean, the criticisms of, you know, you're a B rank healer and you're doing nothing makes sense, but I mean, with what she's been through, it's understandable that she has a bit of stage fright. The fact that, like, I don't know how long they were there for, but the fact that they were getting no damage in. And it's so interesting because what I really like what they did here with the end of the episode is that for us, the viewer, we understand where he stands at a power level very well in relation to the world. But for
I guess compared to these E ranks and these D ranks, we are pretty much C rank. Even the knife reward we got from Kasaka, right? The poison knife. Wasn't that like C rank weapon? Implying that we can use it at C rank? We're there?
For him, he has no idea because obviously there's a lot of things quickly changing with him, so he doesn't really comprehend just how built different he is. Because what we just ended up
underestimating
doing was
his own
showing
power.
that they couldn't break through that defense. Had he not done that little broken dagger sword throw, they probably would have had multiple casualties and honestly civilians and everything like that. But from his point of view, he's like, wow, that's kind of surprising that my broken sword broke through the defenses.
I didn't even think about that, actually. It was a broken sword. It was a piece of shit broken sword that he was just almost done with. And just throwing that alone did all that damage. Huh. What would happen if it was an actual weapon, huh? What happens if we actually threw the dagger? No, don't throw the fucking dagger. That's a valuable weapon.
They must have just clearly did fine. Like, they probably did 99% of the shield's health, and that's mostly on them, and then he did.
No. I don't think the party... Wait, what did he say?
99% of the shield.
What did he say?
Sword broke through the defenses.
Yeah.
They must have just clearly did fine. Like, they probably did 99% of the shield's.
They, as in the party, no. I don't think they were doing shit, right? If H. Brandon is implying that the E-rank party was taking the Golem's defenses down and we just happened to take it over the top, I don't think so. To my headcanon, the DPS is down on the fucking ground because they don't study the fucking boss mechanics and they're fucking useless. Then the tank is alone in the front, fucking aggroing and taking everything, just begging for fucking help and typing and flaming the entire fucking party in group chat. The healers are fucking just trying to get these fucking DPS to get up, but they're so useless. I thought it was just what's the word? We were just stuck there. There was no movement until Sung Jin Moo had to show up and actually just take down the boss.
Health, and that's mostly on them, and then he dips. It's not really like an egotistical thing, like I don't need the reward. He generally thought.
Not an egotistical thing, yes. And I feel like he already kind of like... He didn't look down on them, but his wording of, oh, E-ranks. I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, is bro already... He's not power tripping. But again... The Jin Woo that we knew from before, I feel like is changing psychologically and physically.
Thought he didn't do anything that impressive and that they had it fine because with what he just dealt with, it was way stronger, right? So from his point of view, is someone as weak as him was able to defeat something so strong, then what he's looking at as a weaker boss, this whole army's gonna do just fine. Yeah, he supports them because
relative to himself
about it, but he just couldn't comprehend the difference of what he's currently doing and what they needed help with. And that
yeah. It's that like a gap in understanding your own power because of your own rapid growth at the moment.
That's so good because it puts into perspective for the viewer where he's actually standing at a power level in relation to his world, but how disconnected he is from the entire situation. And that's brilliant because it's going to allow for some really interesting characterization and disconnect from the general people of his world. We see quite a bit with the kind of video game menu system in this episode. He has a full-ass shop, though he couldn't use it, at least at the start of the episode, maybe by...
Yeah, and there's like an actual shop. Is there going to be like an auction house system? But an auction house is only available with other players, right? In any game. So he's a solo person. There could be just like NPC merchants and stuff too. I'm not sure. Hey, thanks for the comment, Plasma.
By now, especially because he's like 17 or level 18, something like that. We see how his levels are going to work. So it's not that he's going to be a full glass cannon, meaning that everything gets put into strength.
15, job none, title none. He didn't even equip the fucking title, huh? I mean, it is just damage against like wolves, but still. Interesting that there's a fatigue bar too. I hate fatigue bars. Still, everything, well, most of it's going to strength, and everything else has been just like additive increments of 1 per level, right?
And if you touch him one time, he's gonna die. His other levels are leveling up, but because he boosted his strength so much, his strength is like double any of his other levels. And if
yeah, you can see the forearms. They made sure to show us that he's got very muscular forearms now.
you look at the very end of the episode, you see how like muscly his arm is anymore. So I think he's gonna be absolutely ripped beyond belief. And honestly, it'll be interesting to see characters who know of him, because in this episode we get that flashback. He's the weakest adventurer
ever to exist.
He got trashed, he got dragged through the mud, and obviously that's going to do a lot for someone's self-esteem. So the characters who probably did talk,
he was even talking about that like that self-esteem issue, right? During the fight against the snake, he does the entire monologue, him just fucking yelling about he's so tired of being fucking weak and he wants to change. Right, that was so good.
Shit, or just even if they didn't talk shit, know how weak he was, what they're gonna start saying when they realize certain things. We're already starting to tease that with the girl, but you know, it's gonna be interesting where they take it. The bread and butter though was that animation, because man, that snake fight, this is now the second time in an anime season that I've seen a giant snake that was hand-drawn. There might have been
true healing magic, right? Wrong way to use healing magic. Did the non-CGI snake. Solo Leveling also did a non-CGI snake, and again, I think that CGI is not the end of the world, but it really depends on what kind of anime it is, right? If the anime is focusing mostly on the dialogue, the character development, the non-fighting animes, let's say Classroom of the Elite. Yes, there are violence in Classroom of the Elite, but for the most part, you're not getting crazy fights every time. The focus is on the character interactions and the dialogue and the mind games. And those shows, I don't really care if you put CGI in. It's not going to ruin it for me, right? But in shows where you focus specifically on the action, the battle, the hype, right? You can't really afford to sub in CGI during really important moments. I keep going back to Arifureta, but I just can't help but think that if this snake was CGI, would have I perceived these monsters as non-threats, just like in Arifureta Labyrinth, where the monsters were all like, ooh, CGI golem, CGI bear, CGI monster demon. It's like, I don't know.
Some 3D in this episode. If there was when it came to that snake, I did not notice it because that shit was blended seamlessly. And I think my favorite part about the action so far is actually the impact. So it's not just when a snake hits him in the stomach and throws him into a wall. This man got bounced around.
The environment.
He drops from the ceiling to the ground. You feel that. There's times where he like gets bounced off a wall. It feels like his spine breaks and he falls forward.
Yeah, I guess the way that Sung Jin wasn't bouncing off the environment makes the makes the map more, I don't know, it comes to life.
Like the physics of how he gets tossed around feels so realistic, so it's very easy. Despite it being a drawing, the fact that we are like, I feel that in my bones. I feel how insane he's being dealt damage. And it makes it feel so much more realistic. The music and the voice acting,
yes,
though, are the thing that tied that whole fight together. So
I feel like this is we're beating the dead horse, right? Every fucking time we do a Solo Leveling video, we just talk about the voice acting and the soundtrack, but we do that because it is actually good. At some point, the glades can only go so much, but I feel like Hiroyuki Sawano has been delivering on his soundtrack as he always does, but this new voice actor for Sung Jin-woo last episode, there was even a point where his like voice like dramatically shifted down a pitch. I wonder if that was actually like just like a one-time thing, or if this is to signify that he's changed. I'm not sure. Regardless, all the voice acting, all the screaming, It's very passionate. It's very passionate. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of articles being written about this guy, right? So I feel like he deserves the hype.
Sometimes the music feels like Attack on Titan. You know those moments
It is. The reason why it feels like Attack on Titan is because the composer, Hiroyuki Sawano, is the same person.
where like Titans would really start wrecking people's shit and the music would start building and you just felt like the world was ending. That's kind of how the music felt at multiple points in this episode. But the thing that really ties it together is this main character's VA. Last week, amazing. This week, equally so. Like his rage, his determination, and his pissed off nature towards himself. The man be coughing up blood both.
He is very pissed off at himself. Yeah, you can feel that. Like the voice acting, it's just so much like anger directed well towards himself and wants to better himself.
In the recording booth and in this goddamn show, and you feel the passion and what they're going through to give such a amazing performance. Like, if you don't like Solo Leveling, you don't like it. That's fine. Not everyone's gonna like everything, but there definitely is a vocal group who just simply trash on the show because it's popular. It happens with a lot.
Yeah, of course, because they're fucking losers that don't have any content by themselves. Says me, that's reacting. But it's the easiest way to get engagement, the easiest way to get any sort of numbers to go up, your analytics, is to fucking just say negative shit if you don't have good content. Because if you just say negative shit, if you say the unpopular opinion about something that's super popular, people are gonna interact with it. Then they're gonna start shitting on each other, and it's just a cesspool. And you're gonna get a group of haters that do support you, but for the vast majority, it's just a cesspool of toxicity. It's just easy ways to get views at a short, but it's very short-lived, and I think it's very short-sighted as well.
A lot of popular shows. It's not an exclusive thing for Solo Leveling that they can wear like a badge of honor.
Anything that's popular in media, anything, whatever is super popular, you will find people that are intentionally saying negative shit to rage bait, 100%.
No, but you can tell there's a difference between how people talk about things they simply don't like and how they talk about it upset that people enjoy it. And those types of people we just should ignore because they're just trying to ruin people's fun. But I think for many of us, there's a reason why we be hyping this up. This is a power fantasy. No one's arguing that. It is a power fantasy through and through, but it is a power fantasy that is doing it
Deserved.
so well. I love the main character.
I think that I love power fantasies and I can never get enough of power fantasies, and the reason that this power fantasy is sticking out above everything else is maybe the way that he deserves it. The progression. Like most of the power fantasy we've seen recently, the main character is already powerful. He just starts off at god level. And there is interesting ways that you can work with that environment and, you know, still have it very hype, but right now, we're starting from zero and becoming a hero, and the progression feels like we're part of the journey. We're getting to see him slowly achieve amazing things, and other people's reactions to his growth. All of that is really fun. I'm just a little bit worried about the future where people start to acknowledge his power. At that point, power scaling during power fantasies gets very difficult because obviously no one's looking down on you anymore. Everyone's just kind of relying on you. And at that point, you have to open up the world building and introduce different threats that are equally or even more powerful than, you know, let's say Sung Jin Moo. But at that point, the power scaling gets a little bit... it's not as clear anymore. And you kind of lose the feeling of the progression that you had before, because again, it's hard to balance power scaling like that in shows like this in the future, but hopefully they manage it well.
I love his determination. Makes sense why he's so down on himself, but it doesn't let him stop. I would have teleported out of there if I was him. He stuck through it, and it makes him a very enjoyable power fantasy main character because you want to see him succeed. And I mean, the mechanics with the shop, the menu system, like his almost disconnect of what is reality for most people and now what is the reality for him. He's going to be a god among men at some point, and I'm very interested to learn more about this world.
He's already seeming like a god amongst he's a god amongst E-ranks right now. He did say that E-rank party, but bro did look pretty godlike when he threw that sword.
Portals, the gates, the dungeons, all that stuff adds to this. It doesn't feel shallow. It doesn't feel surface level. It doesn't hide the fact that it's a power fantasy, but it does it so much better than most. Let me know your thoughts on this week's Solo Leveling episode.
I agree with them. Y'all know what to do. Please give Mr. Brandon a like, subscribe to his videos if you enjoyed his videos. And every week, Solo Leveling continues to deliver, and I just want to let you know, this is just episode 4. In the grand scheme of things, does the snake monster matter? Probably not. Does the golem monster matter? Absolutely not. Implying in the future, when actual threats arrive, the hype is going to be even more pronounced. But then I go back and even counter my own point and say, even if these non-threat in the long, grand scheme of things, the golem and the snake monster, even if they are basically mob monsters, the fact that this show was able to take those mob monsters, work with it, and deliver such hype moments, I think it goes to show that this show is pretty damn worth watching. Now, I don't think... No. What? Why do you think I would... You don't have to tell me that, Noah. You don't think it's in my best interest to continue farming that? You think that it's... Some people are just like, please don't drop this when it's already performing so well. Don't worry. I probably want to cover it more than you do, dude. Solo. Now, let's get the soundtracks out. No, not you. Let's see, got this out. Let me get the video uploaded. Come on. Okay. That's right, it's Classroom of the Midtime. Got other videos we can watch tomorrow. Subtitles. Boom. Boom. That's right. Speed 1.25. Loop.
Activities aren't there just as a way to earn points, so it shouldn't make any difference when you learn this information, said Chabashira-sensei without a hint of timidity. No, that's not true at all. If you told me before, Are you saying you would have participated in extracurricular activities?
Alright, Chab's pretty much telling us now, after everything has been done. Oh, by the way, y'all can get points by joining clubs, dumbasses.
Do you really think you would have been able to see any results after joining a club? Results like winning prizes or being in games with such shallow feelings? Well, I thought you might be right about that, but it was possible. I understood both Chabashira-sensei and Ike.
Not only does she shit on us for not knowing about something we don't even know, she then goes to say, you think you could fucking win? You think if you join those clubs, you would actually win something of actual merit? Piece of shit, Ike.
Viewpoints. If someone were to join a club simply for the sake of earning points, he or she probably wouldn't see great results.
Kinda true.
If anything, joining a club for such a lazy, indifferent reason would probably make you a nuisance for the students who are serious about it. On the other hand, someone who joined the club for the sake of points might discover that they possessed a talent for it. At any rate, I deduced that our homeroom teacher was being extremely and deliberately mean. You know, if you think back on it now, it was obvious from the start. What do you mean, hierarchy?
What do you mean? You never realized how fucking cruel Chabs is?
Think back. Remember what our PE instructor Higashiyama-sensei said when we went to the pool? He said the student who got the best time during our first class would get 5,000 points. That was a stepping stone to prepare us for other opportunities. It seems plausible, right? Ike scratched his head and slumped. I don't remember, he said. If I got points for it, I probably would have joined calligraphy club or some other kind of art club. It seemed like I could only see the positive side of things. I thought there naturally must be a downside. There might be cases where if someone didn't participate in their club seriously, he or she would be penalized.
I could see that.
Would probably destroy you. However, learning that our points would reflect the efforts we made in club activities was encouraging. Horikita, doesn't this mean there's some value in saving Sadu? I asked. We should save him because he's in a club. Sadu told us that he may be picked as a regular on the team even though
might get some good perks.
Right? Horikita gave a small nod. If he was telling the truth, she sounded somewhat doubtful. It's better to have a lot of private points, right? He can supplement his own grade if he fails, and he can save others. I have a hard time imagining that he'd use his points altruistically, though. I'm saying that it's better to have points saved up, just in case, right? Whether class points or private points, it was better to have a lot of them. There were absolutely no negatives to that. Also, we knew very little about how else to earn points at this stage. If our chances improved with Sadu in the class, then that was reason enough to make an effort. Horikita fell silent. Even she didn't
Right, because right now I think we're supposed to try to convince like Suzune to not give up on Sadu, because she gave up on Sadu again. After they like, after we mended everything. Sadu like fell in love with her too, and then suddenly, because of the fight, she just got all pissed off again. She just like, gave up on him.
Any points for us right now? I won't say that'll help, but I suppose I ought to acknowledge Sadu's existence, at least a little. Horikita's language was harsh, but she acknowledged the connection to her own interests. I considered it unnecessary to say more, so I stopped talking. Horikita pondered the issue in silence. 4.1 Our class became temporarily excited by that fairy tale, but we were soon pulled back to reality. After school we resumed the search for a witness. I hung behind Kashida, Ike, and the others, trailing them like a ghost. I was impressed, surprised, and in awe of their natural conversation skills. It was clear as day that I, someone who couldn't even converse with my fellow classmates, was not well suited to this task.
Acoustic Koji. It's alright, bro. You can get there.
How could they talk with people they'd never met before and behave like...
How could they talk with people they'd never met before? Can't even... What the... Would Anakochi just freeze up in front of a cashier?
Old friends. Monsters. In this investigation, we sought not just names, but also contact information. Perhaps they felt compelled to give Kashida their information because of her personality. What a wonderful talent. Though Kashida and the others spent a good amount of time going to the second-year classrooms and talking to upperclassmen, they didn't turn up any good leads. As time passed, the number of students who remained after class was dwindling. With a lack of new students to speak with, we decided to stop our investigation for the day. Looks like we didn't have any luck today, either. Everyone went back to my room to reevaluate our strategy. Sadu came by shortly afterward and joined our discussion. What happened today? Did you make any progress? He asked. None at all, Sadu.
We still haven't watched Sakura yet.
Ike's doubts. Even though the school had said that's what happened, there wasn't any new information. Huh? I never said there was someone there. I said that it felt like someone was there.
Yeah,
Is that so?
Sakura.
It's certainly true that Sadu-kun didn't say he saw anyone. He said that he had a feeling that someone was there. Maybe Sadu was hallucinating? He must be taking some pretty potent drugs or something. Man, that was going a bit too far. Sadu put Ike into a headlock. Jai Ike, I give. Ike cried. While the two of them messed around, Kashida and Yamoki were racking their brains. After discussing the matter for about
Kashida and Yamoki were racking their brains. Ain't no shot Yamauchi's even thinking right now.
10 minutes, Kashida spoke up. We might want to change our methods a little. For example, let's look for someone who might have found a witness. Look for someone who found a witness? I don't get what you mean. Are you going to look for the people who went to the special building on the day of the incident? Yeah. What do you think? That wasn't a bad idea. Not many students went to the special building, but the entrance was well within eyeshot. In other words, if someone testified to seeing another person enter the special building, we'd be much closer to finding the witness. That sounds great. Let's start asking right away. I noticed then that the person of interest, Sadu, was completely engrossed in some kind of digital basketball game on his phone. It was completely draining his battery.
He's playing NBA 2K.
Of Miracles or something, but I still didn't quite understand.
Is this an ad?
He struck a victory pose. Even though Sadu didn't really help, Ike and Yamoki still appeared disgruntled at the sight of him. However, they concealed their dissatisfaction, probably because they were scared of Sadu's counterattack. They both chose to ignore him.
So basically everyone's trying to help Sadu, and Sadu's just playing his mobile game, basketball game, and not acting like he cares, but no one can do anything because he would bully them.
Instead, tomorrow was Friday.
Okay.
Ferreting out information would be no easier when Saturday came around. That meant we actually had less time than we thought. Just then, my doorbell rang and a visitor appeared. The small group of normal visitors was mostly accounted for already. While I considered who this new visitor might be, she peered through the door. Have you made any progress finding
Sakura?
the witness? Asked Horikita, looking as if she already knew the response. No, not yet. I'm only telling you this because it's you, but I may have found out something. While she was talking, Horikita noticed that there were several pairs of shoes lined up by my door. She stopped and made a hard heel turn, apparently ready.
She's like, nope, if other people are here, I'm not here to hang out and have fun with friends.
Kashida peered over at the entrance, probably concerned that Horikita wouldn't return. Horikita-san, Kashida said. Kashida smiled and waved to Horikita. Horikita, upon noticing Kashida, naturally let out a sigh. Looks like your only choice is to come in. Huh? Looks that way, Horikita grumped, looking exasperated. She entered my room. Oh, Horikita. Of course, Sadu was happiest to see her. He paused his game and stood. Did you decide?
He actually paused his fucking game. Before, he didn't give a shit when other people were trying to brainstorm on how to get him out of trouble. But when Suzune shows up, he actually stops playing the game.
To help out? I'm super glad you're here. I didn't particularly plan on helping. You don't appear to have found the witness yet, right? Kushida nodded despondently. If you didn't come here to help, then why did you come? She asked. I was wondering what kind of plan you'd come up with. Well, I'm happy if you just want to listen to us talk. I hoped you could give some advice. Kushida then relayed her plan to Horikita, whose expression remained neutral from start to finish. I wouldn't say it's a bad plan, provided you have sufficient time. Your labors may actually bear fruit. Time was indeed the issue here. Considering we had a mere few days left, it was doubtful we'd see any results. Well, now that I'm abreast of the current situation, I'll be leaving.
Abreast?
Horikita
Is that an
was
actual
going to leave
word?
without ever having sat down. She was no lingerer. Did you come up with something, like information about the witness? I asked. When Horikita had shown up at my door, it seemed like she'd wanted to say something. She wasn't exactly the friendly type, certainly not the sort who'd come to my room for casual conversation. I'll give you just one piece of advice. To help your pathetic odds, she said. It's hard to see what's right in front of you. If someone actually witnessed Sadu's incident, then that person is close by. Horikita's information was much more significant.
Her advice is, hey, the witness? They might be nearby. What the fuck does that mean? Yes, I know it's Sakura, but how the fuck are you... That makes no sense. That's not advice.
Than I'd imagined. She spoke as if she had already found the hypothetical.
Yeah,
witness.
did you
What
find?
do you mean, Horikita? Are you seriously implying that you found this person? Sadu appeared more shocked and doubtful than joyous. That was understandable. No one, myself included, really believed her. Until we heard her next words.
Wait.
Horikita spoke a most unexpected.
Sura-san. Sagura. Remember, Sakura is Sagura by this AI voice. So why does Suzune think that Sakura has it? What gave it away?
Name Sagura-san from our
Sagura,
class.
that's
Yamauchi
right.
And Sadu exchanged looks. They didn't seem to know who Sagura even was. That was
Yamauchi and Sadu doesn't even know who Sagura is right now. I guess in this early stage of the game, Sagura hasn't really done anything because like Yamauchi has his eyes set on Sagura at some point in season 1, you know. But even right now, they don't even know. Interesting.
was probably to be expected, though. To be honest,
She's
I had
been
to
very
rack my
quiet.
own memory for a moment. She's the witness. She saw the incident.
Even Koji doesn't even remember who Sagura is. He's like, who's that girl? Oh yeah, that girl, a really quiet one.
Why do you say that? When Kushida-san said that she was looking for a witness in class, Sagura looked down. A lot of students were staring at Kushida-san. Sagura was the only one who didn't appear interested.
So because she was the only one looking down, that raised suspicions. I mean, it's better than just like a random. I mean, at least there's like some reason as to why Suzune just like, it's her. She has the fucking camera.
She wouldn't have acted that way without some connection to the incident. I hadn't noticed that at all. I was genuinely impressed by Horikita's observational prowess. She'd noticed a classmate's very minor gesture. Since you were one of the people who also stares at Kushida-san, it's not surprising you didn't notice, Horikita said to me.
Koji, I guess, does stare at Kushida. Yeah, I guess he does.
Her tone heavily sarcastic. So you're saying that there's a high probability that this Sagura, or Kaura, or whoever is the witness? Inquired Sadu. A sharp observation, something a fool would be unlikely to say. No, Sagura-san is undoubtedly the witness. Her actions
Sagura, we need to get
confirmed it, although she
Sagura's
didn't admit to it.
camera.
She is definitely the one. While we'd been paralyzed by uncertainty, Horikita had stepped up and taken control. That Horikita had done so for our class's sake was particularly moving. Did you really do this for me? After all,
No.
Sadu looked especially moved.
No, it's for her because you fucking up does not help her.
Don't misunderstand. I just didn't want to waste more time looking for the witness and letting other classes
So
see us in such a
tsundere.
shameful light. That's
So
all
tsundere,
fine.
dude.
But still, the point is that you saved us, right? You are free to interpret things however you wish, but I'm telling you that you're wrong. Come on. Don't lie. You're a tsundere, Horikita. I went to hit Horikita's shoulders playfully, as if teasing her. Horikita grabbed his arm and tossed him to the ground. Ow.
Judo
She
flip.
cried. Don't touch me. This
Does Pseudo try to touch Suzune? And then Suzune just judo flipped her onto the ground?
is your one warning. The next time you try it,
Oh
I'll
shit!
despise you all the way to graduation. I won't touch you, not even if I wanted to. Ow, ow. She put him in a headlock. It was unfortunate for Ike.
No, it was Ike. No, I think it's Ike. It was Ike. Ike tried to do that shit. Okay, I'm like, trying to flip Pseudo is pretty big. So I know Judo is all about using the enemy's like weight and momentum against them, but like damn. So Ike makes a lot more sense. Okay, so Ike's in a headlock right now, but knowing the degenerate Ike is, he probably enjoys his headlock.
But you reap what you sow. Anyway, those weren't the defensive moves of a normal girl. Since I knew that her older brother practiced karate and aikido, she might have learned something, too. Ooh,
She definitely did learn.
Ike-kun, said Horikita as Ike writhed on the floor in agony. I thought she was taking things too far. Should I amend my previous statement and say I shall continue to despise you long past our graduation? Oh, so mean. After delivering what seemed to be his last words on the matter, Ike's energy was exhausted. Sigura, though, of all people, the witness was from Class D. It was difficult to know whether this was good news or not.
Well,
isn't this great?
You don't know. You're just guessing at this point. They're so confident about it. It is her, but it's like, oh, that girl. Yeah, she was the only one looking down at her table when everyone's looking up. Yeah, she must have it. For sure she has it.
Sadu, if the student's from Class D, then we can definitely get her to testify. Yeah, I'm happy there's a witness. But who's Segura? Do you know her?
Yeah, who's Segura?
Any idea? Yamoki appeared quite surprised. Are you
Yamoki
serious?
don't know.
She sits behind you, Sadu.
No, Yamoki knows.
She sits diagonally ahead of you and to the left.
Never mind, they don't know. They don't know shit. They don't even know where she sits.
No, you're both wrong. She sits diagonally ahead of Sadu-kun to the right. Kashida corrected them, a slightly dirty look on her face. Diagonally ahead to the right? I can't remember at all. I'm sure there's someone there, though. That was obvious. A permanently empty seat would have been bizarre. Segura certainly didn't stand out very much. The fact we didn't really know her was a problem. I probably know her. I feel like I've heard her name somewhere before.
She has like bright pink hair. How the fuck does she not stand out? I know that she just looks down and she tries to keep to herself, but like, if you have bright pink hair, it's pretty hard for you to not to stand out.
Offered. I felt like I almost did something, but not quite. Can you tell us about her? Well, I suppose there's one thing. Would it help if I said she has the biggest boobs in class? Her boobs.
Does she? Is she actually #1 in the tier list of titty size?
Boobs are insanely huge. Ike, having returned to the land of the living, discussed one of Segura's chief physical characteristics.
Alright, he's back. Ike's back. That's right. Ike's back to discuss one of Segura's chief physical characteristics. That's right. Her bust.
I couldn't identify her based on that information alone. Oh, she's that.
Yo, where's the professor? We need to get the Hakase out of here. Where is Hakase with this Excel sheet? Is Segura, rank 1?
Girl with glasses, right? How did you jump to that? I was a little stunned. It's not good to.
It's Chabashira at rank 1, but you can't really compare Chabashira with students. She's a fucking grown-ass adult.
Remember people based on something like that. Ike-kun, that's pathetic. Kushida cried. No, it's not like that, Kushida-chan. It's just, I wasn't trying to say anything indecent or anything.
Wait. Kushida just called us pathetic.
Ike-kun, that's pathetic.
Ike-kun, that's pathetic.
Kushida cried. No, it's not like that.
Oh no,
Kushida-chan.
Ike.
It's just, I wasn't trying to say anything indecent or anything.
I wasn't trying to say anything indecent. I just said that Segura has the biggest titties. No, that's not indecent. What do you mean? I'm talking with utmost respect.
It's like how you can remember a tall guy because of his height, right?
Okay, that's not the same. You cannot compare a person's height with a girl's titty size. Is it not the same? There's a sexual component to the titties. Ike is definitely reaching, but okay, I can respect the mental gymnastics he's doing right now. He's putting on some defense, right? He's got some talking points. So it's like a guy's height. Girls remember hot guys' height, while guys remember titties. But there's this like sexual component that, when you can't really compare heights to titties. There is some level of consent and sexual component that adds on to comparing titties that is just not the same with heights. Now, if it was like a dude in gray sweatpants and then girls are saying, wow, look at that guy's fucking bulge. That is pretty much the same, but again, now you're teetering on this like sexual harassment realm, I don't know, man.
It's the same kind of thing. But
would a girl remember an ugly guy? Absolutely they would. Oh yeah, you're the fucking ugly motherfucker. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah, sure.
I'm just remembering her based on another physical characteristic. Kushida was rapidly losing faith as Ike frantically tried to
Kushida had faith in Ike? I thought that she kind of already knew that Iki was a piece of shit in the beginning and just kind of smiling just to politics, you know?
Smooth things over. It seemed like it was too late. Damn it. No, it's not like that. It's not. I absolutely do not like plain girls like her. Don't get the wrong idea. I doubted anyone had the wrong idea.
That's not even what we're talking about. EK thinks that Kushida is upset for him talking about Sakura's like titty size and even like misunderstanding that, oh no, I don't see her as that. No, EK, that's not the point here. That is not the point here.
Down in tears, the rest of us started
Bro's
talking
crying.
about Sakura. Then we should see how much Sakura-san knows. Any ideas? None. We just have to confirm with her directly. Can't we just go to
This is why EK switched up to Shinohara in volume 7.5? Maybe? I thought, well, not just yet, right? Because this is the horror game and he hasn't even got to, you know, confess to Kushida, right? The confession scene is huge in the layout, right? Can I please call you Kikyo? So he hasn't completely given up yet.
Sakura's room right now?
No, he's double timing. Ike's got, you know, he's always double timing. Bro's a ladies man. He's always chatting up the ladies. So maybe he's got the framework to seduce Shinohara in play too right now.
We don't have much time. I thought that Yamoki's proposal seemed innocuous, but it all came down to Sakura's personality and behavior. Sakura was an unusually shy girl. It wasn't difficult to imagine that if unfamiliar people suddenly showed up, she'd be perplexed.
Yeah,
Okay,
she gets panicked.
so
Wait, she runs away. Remember the first time we approached her? She runs away, then she trips and breaks her fucking camera, right?
Try calling her. I recall that Kashida already knew everyone's information, including Horikita's. She listened to her phone ring for about 20 seconds, but then she shook her head and hung up. No luck. The call didn't go through. I can try again later, but this may be a delicate matter. What do you mean by delicate? She gave me her contact information, but she doesn't know me very well. She might be confused if I tried to call her. Also, she might not even have been there to answer the phone. Sakura might just be pretending to be out, too. So she's...
They just called her Cigarette. Sometimes the subtitles fucks up people's names and it's funny. Right now is also funny. It's not Siguro anymore. It's Cigarette. Alright. Sakura's name is Cigarette moving forward.
Kind of like Horikita? Ike said. Why would you say something like that when the person you're talking about was standing? Horikita
Wait.
to answer the phone. Sakura might just be pretending to be out, too. So she's kind of like Horikita?
True. EK, you're completely right. Susanne does do that.
Ike said. Why would you say something like that when the person you're talking about was standing right in front of you? Ike? Horikita probably didn't care, though. Really? She seemed pretty uninterested in what Ike said at all. Goodbye.
Really?
Horikita said.
No damage? I feel like Susanne would have taken a little... She'd be like, piece of shit. Just kind of got annoyed.
And Horikita stood quickly and headed for the door. By the time I
Yeah,
managed to get
she's
up,
out.
the door had clicked shut. What dear? Sadu wore a happy smile, chuckling and scratching his nose with his finger. She wasn't San and she wasn't dear. She wasn't anything, I thought. She was a nonsense, non-deep. Since we couldn't prevent Horikita from leaving, we resumed our conversation. I get the
I ain't gonna lie, the last like 5 seconds to fucking... What the fuck are you even talking
nose
about?
with his finger. She wasn't San and she wasn't dear.
She wasn't... She wasn't...
She wasn't anything, I thought.
What the fuck does that even mean? Okay.
She was a nonsense, non-deep. Since we couldn't
Nonsense, what does that even mean? The AI voice is glitching.
prevent Horikita from leaving, we resumed our conversation. I get the feeling that Sakura sounds just a shy person. That was my first impression of her. It was
So far, there's every the AI voice is funny because she butchers the names, but so far the story has been very comprehensible. That segment there, she was no Sun nor dead. Okay. No. The AI voice did not fuck it up. We just couldn't understand. Yeah, she's no Sun nor dead. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. 'Cause I'm like, what does no deep mean? No dead. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
strange to discuss someone you'd never talked to. She's plain. That's it. Talk about
How did you know that? How would you know that in this volume 2 of 6 hours and 33 minutes and 18 seconds, that's specifically 1 hour and 56 minutes and 2 seconds, that there's a passage where he says she's no sin nor dede. There's no way you would be able to just like call this from memory. You understood this? You straight up understood this? What? There's no shot people memorize details like this. No fucking shot.
Honest, man, like pearls before swine. While Yamoki spoke, he gestured with his hands near his chest to represent Sigura's breasts. Yeah, for sure. That's it. Talk about a waist. Man, like pearls before swine. While Yamauchi spoke, he gestured with his hands near his chest to represent Sigura's breasts.
Bro, come on!
Yeah, for sure. Her boobs are huge, though. It's really cute. Ike seemed to have already forgotten the shame of his...
You wouldn't want the Kushida thing, the shame. We're not supposed to talk about the stuff in front of... Alright, whatever. The idiot trio, they cannot be defeated.
earlier remarks, and was now excited again. Kushida gave him another bit.
Bro, just completely forgot. Kushida-kun, I'm not like that. I promise. Oh, dude, those fat honkers on Sigura, so hot. Kushida. Giga
Bitter smile after noticing Kushida's expression. Ike's regret returned. He was the
And he's
helpless
back.
creature that made the same mistake over and over. Even though I hadn't said anything, I felt like I was being lumped into the same category as Ike and Yamauchi. Kushida's bitter smile seemed to say, "You're also fixated on boobs, aren't you?"
Yeah, we are.
You disgusting pervert. Granted, that was my persecution complex speaking. What about Sigura?
Is that the persecution complex, or is that your fucking... Does Koji want to be called a disgusting pervert by Kushida while she looks down on him? Does Koji have a side like that? Hold up.
Face. No, it's no use. I just can't remember anything. I could barely match Sigura's name to a face. I recalled seeing her back when we were making bets. The bet had been about boobs, though. I guess we were birds of a feather after all. My image of Sigura was of her quietly sitting by
Cigarette.
herself, hunched over her desk. I don't know if Sigura talks to anyone. Yamauchi, wait, hold on. Yamauchi, you said you confessed your feelings to her before?
What?
If you did...
Yamauchi already confessed to Sigura? What? Oh, when? This is volume 2. He did it on like day 1? What the fuck?
Then you can talk to her easily, yeah? Oh, Ike was right. Yamauchi had said that. They'd mentioned it before. Well, I may or may not have said something like that. Yamauchi feigned ignorance. So you were lying? No, I wasn't. I wasn't lying. It was just a misunderstanding. It wasn't Sigura. It was a girl from the next class over.
No, different
not a
girl.
gloomy and ugly girl like Sigura.
Jesus, Yamauchi's calling Sigura ugly. Yeah, he's capping. It was a different girl. Maybe he's just completely lying. Maybe this different girl confession is also a lie.
Hold on. Sorry, I got a message. Yamauchi dodged the question.
No, the message. He didn't get no fucking message. Your phone is silent, bro. You're just fucking trying to make an excuse.
And by whipping out his phone, it's certainly true that
Bro is checking out the fucking weather app right now, acting like he's busy.
Sigura was plain, but she wasn't ugly. I'd never gotten a good look at her face before, but she seemed to have very nice features. Even so, I couldn't
What kind of features,
say that with complete confidence. Probably because Siguro had so little presence. Well, I'll try to talk to her myself tomorrow. I think she might be on her guard.
Sigura is concealing her mana, just like Furiden. Remember? Her presence is completely
If a
gone.
lot of people approach her, Kushida said, that sounds good. If Kushida couldn't manage it, then I doubted anyone else would be able to get through to Sigura. 4.2. It's hot. Our school didn't change uniforms with the seasons, so we had to wear blazers throughout the year. The reason was simple.
The fuck?
Every
Why?
building came equipped with heating and cooling systems.
Oh, we have
The heat
AC.
was only an issue going to and from school. The morning commute. Sweat had begun to trickle down my back in the few minutes
Ew.
that it took to get from the dorms to school. I took refuge from the heat inside, where the nice, cool air greeted me. It must have been hell for the students with morning practice. Those boys and girls all
This is important? The weather? The weather is important right now? It's hot. Okay. The school's restriction of uniforms in the weather? Okay.
gathered around the classroom source of the cool air. From an outsider's perspective, it was like bugs flitting about a light bulb. Perhaps that was kind of a bad example. Good morning, Ayanokuji-kun. Hirata called to me, his expression as fresh and friendly as
Oh,
usual.
Hirata.
The sweet yet subtle fragrance of flowers always emanated from him.
What the f- The sweet, subtle fragrance of flowers always emanated from Koji Ayo?
If I were a girl, I'd probably unintentionally
Eh.
hold me.
If I were a girl, I'd probably unintentionally shriek, says Ayana Koji. What the fuck? What the fuck? The light up. They never did this shit in the anime, dude. What the fuck?
Kushida-san told me about it yesterday. She said that you found the witness, Sigura-san. Hirata looked over at Sigura's seat. She hadn't yet arrived. Are you going to talk to Sigura? I asked. Me? No, I'm going to greet her, that's all. I've wanted to talk to her since she's always by herself. but as a guy I don't want to come off as forceful or anything. Also, if I asked Karuizawa-san to talk,
Okay.
that might cause a few problems. A
Why?
conversation between the super assertive Karuizawa and Segura-san was difficult to imagine. I think
Yeah, K is kind of pushy.
that for the time being, we'll just wait for more.
You know who would be really helpful right now if we had a tool right now as our access? Hiyori. Hiyori or Michan. They would be perfect tools for this case. They're both so soft. How can the ANI say Sakura? What do you mean? It's Segura. And sometimes cigarettes.
More information from Kashida-san. That sounds great, but why are you talking to me? Talking to Iko Yamoki would be better, I said. There was no real reason for him to tell me any of this. I wasn't really part of the team, not for any particular reason. I guess it's because you have a connection to Horikita-san. She doesn't talk to anyone except for you, so I thought you'd pass it along. I see. Was that my only area of expertise? Hirata smiled. Agreeably,
Yes.
if I were a girl, I would have gone from 0 to 100 right there, and my heart
What's 100?
would have been beating out of my chest. Oh.
Bro! Koji! Everybody thirsty for Hinata so hard.
That reminds me, if you're up for it, we should hang out sometime soon. What do you think? Hey,
Oh,
don't tell
oh.
me that you're not satisfied with girls anymore and are looking to make my heart throb. If I...
What the fuck is this gay bait from Koji, dude? This is hilarious.
An recluse accepted the hero's invitation without
The
due consideration,
hero!
That would be a big problem. Sure, it should be fine, I guess. I said the exact opposite of what I'd been thinking. Damn, curse my terrible mouth.
Wait,
I
what do you
asked
say?
you without due consider my heart throb. If I, a known recluse, accepted the hero's invitation without due consideration, that would be a big problem. Sure, it should be fine, I guess.
Oh, he just fucking said, he just folded so easily. Hirata's charms is too much for Koji. Koji literally just got manipulated. His subconscious just like obeyed, submitted under Hirata's good looks and charms.
I said the exact opposite of what I've been thinking. Damn, curse my terrible mouth. I definitely hadn't been waiting for Hirata to invite
This
me to
is
hang
just
out.
like, would anybody that just is enemy only ever imagine Ayano Koji has a side like this? Fuck no! Nobody knows he has a side like
Or
this.
anything. Yeah, that's right. This is what's wrong with the Japanese people. We are incapable of saying no, so we have to respond in a roundabout way when invited out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, is it an Asian thing? No, I think some Asian cultures are much more confrontational in your face. But the Japanese culture, it is a stereotype. Maybe it's like a negative one, but they are very polite and they tend to really not say no and kind of work around that, right? They are very polite people. They try to be respectful and they won't like just say straight up no into your face, right?
Do you not really want to? Hirata sensed my unease.
It's like the complete opposite of Americans. Like the American hogs will be like, hell no, brother. We just individualism, full out there, while Japanese thinks about like, society as a whole, and it's all about community and, everybody together and just kind of obeying the elders. And America's like, fuck you.
No, I'll go. I definitely want to. I answered, feeling a little disgusted with myself. I tried to act
Feeling a little disgusted with myself. Liar. You probably love this that you're finally friends with Hirata.
like a proud guy, but I couldn't help actually wanting to go. Are you fine with
See?
my girlfriend coming, too? Oh,
Okay.
Karuizawa-san, that's okay. My response was surprisingly quick. Well,
Okay.
there was a wide variety of types of couples. Since they still called each other by their surnames, they probably weren't that close yet.
Early signs that this relationship is fake based on, referring to her as a surname. Technically, they did just start dating. They just did start dating. But, hint, yeah, I think a little sussy here.
reluctantly parted from Hirata and fiddled with my cell phone while I waited for homeroom to begin. Then, I noticed that Segura was in her seat. She
Segura!
wasn't doing anything. She just seemed to be sitting at her desk, killing time. I wondered just what kind of student Segura was in the 3 months that
She just makes OnlyFans. And that's about it. What does she do? She just makes porn sometimes. Just makes etchy shit and she posts that shit and she doesn't want anyone to know. That's about it.
I'd been at this school. I knew nothing about her apart from her surname. It probably wasn't just me, either. The rest of the class probably had no clue. Kashida and Hirata were proactive and able to open up to just about anyone. Horikita didn't feel the agony of solitude. So what about Segura? Did she like being alone, like Horikita? Or was she suffering because she didn't know how to connect with people, like me? Those were the mysteries.
I actually don't know what her problem is. Maybe I didn't focus enough during the Sakura arc, but like, she basically doesn't want to be approached because like she doesn't want other people to know her real side. But by the end of the arc, she kind of accepts her real side. But it's like, she was just insecure, I guess? She was just insecure of... What was the prologue? What's her problem? Other than the fact that she has the secret sides that she doesn't want other people to know. Is that big of a fucking issue that she has to look down and stay quiet all the time? Like, that's it? She just feels guilty and she feels like if she were to speak up and talk to other people that other people might figure out her fucking OnlyFans account? That's it? Also, why is Sakura in class D? Because of a defect. The defect is the insecurity of her hiding her real side, which is the OnlyFans side. But the school would then know that? So the school knew about her NSFW Twitter and the OnlyFans account? So that's why they assigned her class D? Because the school knows everything about you, right? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. You can link it, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it.
That Kushida was supposedly going to unravel for us. 4.3. Class was over. Kushida stood upright as homeroom ended and walked over towards Sakura, who was quietly preparing
Oh
to
shit,
leave.
here we go.
Kushida seemed oddly nervous. Ike, Yamoki, and even Sadu appeared interested in what was going on, and directed their attention over to the girls. Sakura-san, WH what? The bespectacled girl with the hunched back peered up.
Bespectacled girl with the hunched back. That's pretty funny, dude. Bespectacled girl with the hunchback.
With a timid expression. Apparently she hadn't expected someone to talk to her, and was flustered. I wanted to ask you something, Sakura-san. Do you have a moment? It's about Sadu's case. Sorry, I have plans. So,
You don't have
was obviously
plans.
uncomfortable. She averted her eyes. She probably wasn't good at talking with others. Or rather, she gave off the impression that she didn't like talking to them. Can you please make some time? This is important, so I'd like to talk to you. When Sadu-kun was involved in the incident, were you perhaps somewhere nearby?
Yes.
I don't know. I already told Horikita-san. I really don't know anything. Her words were weak, yet she vehemently denied it. Kushida could clearly see how unpleasant Sakura found this, so she probably didn't want to press her much more.
She backing
Although
off?
Kushida appeared slightly perplexed at first, her concerned expression quickly melted into a pleasant smile. Even so, she couldn't withdraw just like that, because Sakura might have tremendous influence over Sadu's fate. So is it okay if I go
Press
back?
her.
Sakura whispered. Something seemed strange, however. She wasn't simply bad at talking with people. It looked as though she was hiding something. You could
That's
see it
right.
from her
What's she
behavior.
hiding?
Sakura concealed her dominant hand while also avoiding eye contact, even if
She concealed her dominant hand. What's in her dominant hand? Her phone? Is she on Twitter right now? What's she
weren't
doing?
comfortable meeting someone's eyes. People generally looked in the direction of those to whom they were speaking. Sakura didn't look at Kushida's face at all. If I were talking to her, I could have understood that reaction, though it was mostly out of formal obligation. Sakura had exchanged numbers with Kushida. Kushida's behavior in a one-on-one conversation was different, though. I don't think Horikita was wrong to feel some discomfort when speaking with Kushida. I'd found something a bit off-putting.
Oh! Wait, the anime even made this point too. Kushida... No, sorry. Sakura actually was very... her intuition about Kushida was on point in the beginning. She was like, something about this girl's off. No, there was definitely a moment like that. They're talking about this right now too. Immediately she kind of gets this like weird feeling about, you know, Kushida being fake.
About it myself. Can't you please spare just a...
Koji doesn't... Even if Koji kind of feels that something is off, and yeah, of course you know something's off. The girl literally fucking threatened us, you know, in like episode 2. You know what happened. But like, despite that, because of the titties, he just kind of like ignores it.
Minutes now? Kushida asked. WHY, though? I don't know anything. If Kushida failed, we'd gain nothing from their conversation. Of course, the longer this awkwardness dragged on, the more attention they'd attract.
It depends... I'm not sure how we're gonna pace with the light novels. It really depends on how much people enjoy it or not. That's ultimately what that dictates this.
This seemed like a complete miscalculation on Kushida's part. Since they were already acquainted and had exchanged contact information, Kushida probably had expected this conversation to go more smoothly, and had gone into this situation thinking she wasn't going to be rejected. That explained why this was currently falling apart. Horikita carefully monitored the situation. She looked over at me with a somewhat smug expression. It was as though she was saying, I know that your powers of observation are incredible. I'm really bad at being social. I'm sorry. Sigura muttered. She spoke in an unnatural, strained way and didn't seem to want Kushida to get any closer. When discussing Sigura earlier, Kushida had described her as a shy but ordinary girl. Judging from her current behavior, though, she clearly wasn't normal. Kushida must have felt the same, because she couldn't hide her confusion. Kushida was normally very good at getting others to
But it's
open
not
up to her,
working.
but here she was failing. Horikita also understood what was happening. As she watched the conversation, she came to a conclusion. How unfortunate. Kushida failed to persuade her. Horikita was correct.
That's very interesting. Kushida failed to persuade, even though this is something that she should be really good at because of Cigarette's intuition about her.
If Kushida couldn't do it, then I didn't think that anyone else in our class would be able to. Kushida.
Michan! Michan! Where is Michan? Get Michan in here right now. Or even better, get Ichinose. Ichinose could probably do it. We're not really friends with her that much, but, you know, there's some other people. And if we were friends with Hiyori, if Hiyori was in her class, I bet she could do it.
Kushida was good at creating an informal atmosphere, one in which socially awkward people could converse naturally. However, everyone has what they consider their own personal space, an off-limits area. In other words, cultural anthropologist Edward Hall further divided the idea of personal space into 4 parts. One such thing is the so-called intimate space. In this particular space, you'd be near enough to hug someone. If an outsider tries to step into this space, people naturally exhibit
talking about
strong signs of
space,
rejection.
domains.
However, if that person is a lover or a best friend, then he or she won't find it uncomfortable. Even if someone were only a casual acquaintance, Kushida probably wouldn't mind letting that person into her intimate space. That is, she didn't seem to put high value on the idea of personal space.
Yeah,
However,
it doesn't matter
Sigura
to her.
had
She wants to get rid of it.
Kushida. No, rather, it looked like she was running away. When Sigura was first asked, she'd said that she had plans. If she really did have plans, she'd have repeated that when asked again. Sigura collected her bag and stood, seemingly putting distance between herself and Kushida. Goodbye. Sigura had apparently decided
Oh,
to
she's
run
running
because
away.
She couldn't find a skillful way to end the conversation. She snatched the digital camera off her desk and started to walk away.
The camera!
Just then, she ran into Hondu's shoulder, focused.
Hondu! Hondu mentioned again! Hold up! She ran into Hondu's shoulder as she picked up the camera and ran. Is this how she trips? Did Hondu fucking bump into her? Sorry, no. Cigarettes bumped into Hondu. And then what? Did she fall here?
On texting a friend, he wasn't paying attention to
Giga Chat, he was too busy texting a friend.
where he was going. Cigarette's digital camera tumbled to the floor.
Yo! Hondu! I didn't realize in the anime, Sakura just ran away while we kind of tried to pursue her, right? And she just tripped. I think it was Susan trying to pursue, right? I forget exactly the sequence of events, but she was in the hallway. She was running away while we were trying to talk to her. But in the light novel, Hondu was just fucking goofing around on his phone and just kind of bumped into Sigura and the camera fell.
With a loud clack, Honda simply kept walking, attention
Hondu doesn't give a fuck.
still focused on his phone. He apologized as he left.
Bro, it didn't even... He's still looking at his phone.
Bad, he called. Sigura, flustered, rushed
He just says my bad and walks away, not even aware that he broke the fucking camera.
up her camera. No way, there's nothing on the screen. Sigura put her hand over her mouth in total shock. The camera seemed to have broken off impact. She pushed the power button over and over, tried taking out the batteries and putting them back in, but the power indicator never came on. I am
This is the dumbest part. Bitch, you have a fucking SIM card. What are you doing?
sorry, it's because I came up and talked to you so
Sorry, not a SIM card, an SD card? You know, the chip that actually holds the fucking data of the contents of the camera.
suddenly that Kushida began. No, that's not it. I was just careless, that's all. Anyway, goodbye. Kushida, unable to stop the despondent Sigura, could only watch her leave with regret. Why is a gloomy girl like her my witness? This sucks. She doesn't want to help me at all. Sadu crossed his legs
Yeah,
and
she
leaned against
doesn't.
the chair, sighing in exasperation. I'm sure there's something to learn there. Besides, we didn't ask Sigura-san directly what she saw. Maybe she just can't say it herself? I know. If she were planning to say something, she would have. She restrained herself, because she's an adult. It might be better this way, Sadu-kun. Better that she's the witness. That is, what do you mean? She won't testify on your behalf. They'll determine you caused the incident. In the end, Class D will be affected by your actions, but we'll be okay. We have testimony that they lied about the violence. It's hard to imagine that the school would penalize us by more than 100 or 200 points for being
I
involved
wonder.
in this incident. That way we'll only lose 87 points, and you won't face expulsion. However, we'll shoulder more of the blame than Class C will. Horikita relentlessly spoke her thoughts out loud, as if she'd been hiding them deep inside her all this time. Don't make jokes. I'm innocent. Innocent. I hit him, but it was out of self-defense. I don't think self-defense is all that helpful in this case. I'd accidentally said that aloud. Hey, Ayanokuji-kun. I tried to act aloof as I turned, but found that Gashida's face was super close to mine. Man, Gashida looked super cute up close. Rather than feeling uncomfortable about this invasion of my personal space, I wanted her to come even closer.
Bro was just talking about how Kushida doesn't give a shit about personal space and other people, but like he himself is like, yeah, I don't really care either. I love this.
Ayanokuji-kun, you're Sadu-kun's ally, aren't you? She asked. Well, yeah, I am. Why are you asking me that again, though? Well, it's just that things seem to a bit tense. Everyone's desire to save Sadu is fading. I looked around the classroom. It does seem that way. They probably think that whatever happens, that there's nothing to be done. If even Sakura, the key witness, denied Sadu her help, then we've made no progress. I can't imagine that we'll find a perfect out for Sadu. Let's just give up on him.
Let's just give up?
Half-heartedly. What the hell, you guys?
Wait, what?
Let's just give up on him, muttered Ike, half-heartedly. What the hell?
Who the fuck is Mata Dyke? Or what does this mean? Mata Dyke?
Oh, you guys, didn't you say that you'd help me? Sadu cried. Well, it's just...
Muttered Ike. Muttered Ike.
You'll find a
Muttered Ike, yeah?
perfect out for Sadu. Let's just...
Okay, Ike is giving up. Ike is giving up and he's muttering it, okay?
give up on him, muttered Ike, half-heartedly. What the hell, you guys, didn't you say that you'd help me? Sadu cried. Well, it's just you know. Sadu appealed to our remaining classmates, looking for approval. Even your friends don't wish to help you. How unfortunate, Horikita muttered. The other students didn't try to deny what Ike and Horikita had said. Why do I have to suffer like this, you bunch of useless jerks? What an interesting thing to say, Sadu-kun. Haven't you noticed that everyone is turning on you? What do you mean by that? Our class often got very tense, but today was worse than usual. However, since Sadu was talking to Horikita, he seemed to be trying his best to restrain himself. However, the attack came at him from an unexpected direction.
Dude, Suzune's basically telling him, like, everybody hates you, Sadu. Everybody hates you. Everybody gave up. Get the fuck out of my face.
Don't you think it would have been better if you'd been expelled? Your
Jesus!
existence is far from beautiful.
What the yeah. Dude, we started really bad by her like insulting his dreams of becoming a basketball player to the point he's like, nah, you wouldn't make it to the NBA. You go to the fucking Chinese league and you'd be on the bench, barely making enough money. Fuck you, Sadu. And then we went all the way back and we're like, you know what, Sadu? I think that it's amazing that you are, you know, trying to pursue your dreams. And I didn't really realize what an admirable pursuit this is. Oh, this is Koenji? Okay, oh wait! This is Koenji? I thought this is Suzune talking.
But today was worse than usual. However, since Sadu was talking to Horikita, he seemed to be trying his best to restrain himself.
Okay.
However, the attack came at him from an unexpected direction. Don't you think it would have been better if you'd been expelled?
Oh shit, this is Koenji. No, sorry, the AI voice is calling him Guenji. I think this is the first time Koenji showed up in this volume today, right? 2 hours in. First time in this volume too.
Your existence is far from beautiful. No.
Yeah, as soon as you said beautiful, I should have picked up that it was Koenji.
In fact, I could say your life is an ugly one, Red Hair-kun. The voice came from a boy checking his reflection in a hand mirror to fix his hair.
Bro has his feet up on the table, looking at the mirror, combing his hair, probably not even looking at Red Hair-kun.
It was Kunji Rokuzuke, an especially odd
That's right, it's Kunji Rokuzuke!
guy even amongst the remarkably strange people of our class. What the hell? Say that one more time, I dare you. It would be inefficient for me to tell you, no matter how many times I did. If I know that you're dim-witted, then it doesn't matter how many times I try to lecture you.
Bruh. Bro's like, you know, you're too stupid for my words to get through you. It's a waste of time.
Kunji didn't even look at Sadu as he spoke.
Damn, he's not
It
even
was
looking!
as if this were a soliloquy. Suddenly, there was a huge crashing sound. A desk flew through the air and splintered on the ground after being kicked. Everyone froze. Sadu,
Fight!
silent and intense,
Fight!
walked over to Kunji. All right, that's enough.
Sadu versus Koenji!
Calm down, you two, Hirata said. He was the only
No, shut the fuck up, Hirata. Okay, Sadu needs to punch out Hirata right now for trying to interfere this fight.
boy able to move in this awful situation. My heart pounded in my chest. Sadu-kun, you certainly are part of the problem here.
So Anakoji's watching this and his heart's fucking pounding right now, not sure what to do.
But Kunji-kun, you're in the wrong, too. I don't think I've experienced being wrong since I was born. You must be mistaken. Bring it on. I'll smash
I've never been wrong since I was born.
your face in and take you down a peg. Sudden snapped. Stop it.
Fight!
Hayata grabbed
Fight!
Sudden's arm, sternly attempting to stop him. But
No,
Sudden
punch him
showed
out!
No signs of being swayed. He looked like he wanted to vent all of his frustrations, including what Horikita had said.
Yes!
by hitting
Fight!
Stop it
Fight!
already. I don't want.
I'm terrible. You know, the proper thing to do is be like, guys, stop! We're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be comrades. Stop the fight. You should be Hirata. But you know what I'm doing? I got my fucking phone out, dude. I got my phone out. I'm in the back. No, I'm not on the background right now. I'm on top of a fucking table right now, taking this fucking video in the best angle possible, yelling, fight, fight, let's go, world star.
To see my friends fight. It's just like Kushida says, I don't know about Kuenji-kun, but I'm your ally, Sadu-kun. Hirata was way too cool. It would have been fitting if he changed his name to Hiro. That
Dude, the glaze on Hirata from Anakoji's perspective. He's way too cool right now. If I were a girl, I would have shrieked Kia right now.
it would have been awesome. I'm going to stop this, Sadu-kun. You should act more mature. If you cause another huge disturbance, the school's evaluation of you will only worsen, right? TCH. Sadu glared at Kuenji
TCH.
and left the classroom, slamming the door on his way out.
Coward. Coward. Koenji did not budge. The monkey Sadu threw a tantrum, threw a table, made a mess, embarrassed everybody. But Koenji just sat there, unwavering, still looking at the mirror, still combing his hair, foot on the table, eye contact was not made. While Hirata did all the fucking work and trying to prevent that from happening.
Afterward, a loud voice could be heard in the hall. Kuenji-kun, I don't intend to compel you to help, but you were wrong to blame him. Unfortunately,
Was he wrong to blame him? The blame... What Koenji said in describing Sadu is not wrong. Now, did he have to do that? Did that rally the situation and make it more volatile? Absolutely. But is Koenji factually wrong when he states these things? No. Because he's never been wrong since he's been born.
I've never experienced being wrong. Not once in my entire
Here we go,
life.
here we go.
Looks like it's about time for my date.
Oh, he
If you
got a
excuse me,
date!
Watching their bizarre interaction unfold, I realized that our class lacked unity.
Yeah, we have no unity. It's time to set up the framework, Anakoji. What are we fucking doing? This is so funny though. Koenji just has like, oh yeah, I got a date with the third year girl now. I'm out, peasants.
Sadu-kun really hasn't grown up, has he? Couldn't you have been a little kinder, Horikita-san? I don't show mercy to people who don't attempt to better themselves. He's caused us nothing but harm, and has no redeeming features. Well, you don't exactly.
But like being a tiger mom right now, this is called like negative reinforcement, right? This is like when you punish behavior, trying to think that this punishment is somehow going to lead to a positive outcome, but some people just don't grow in environments like that. But like Asian people, Asian parents only know how to, you know, like kind of like teach or like, I don't know, train people, kids in through that method of just harsh treatment, never really rewarding, always better, you know, be better. That kind of environment doesn't really work for people like Sadu.
Please show any mercy even to people who do attempt such things. What? Ooh, while I shrank away, a sharp knife. Well, a sharp look
Oh
was
my God.
thrust into me. I
What?
made a small rebuttal. There's
What?
a popular expression in this world.
A sharp knife just thrust into me?
Great talents mature late. Sadu could probably become a professional player in the NBA, right? I think there's a possibility that he'll make a great contribution to society. The power of youth is infinite. I uttered a catchphrase that sounded about as original as a television commercial. I don't intend to deny that it could happen in 10 years' time, but I'm looking for things to help
Right
me
now.
reach Class A right now. If he can't help us right now, then he's worthless to me. I guess so. Well, Horikita's opinion was consistent, which was nice. I was more worried.
Well, it's consistent, but it's not nice because she's not developing, right? She's not realizing like, you want to fucking make these people be better for you? You can't treat them like this. And just like saying that, oh, you're shitty, so you just give up, it's bad. I don't know. That's kind of what Chabashira is doing, right? Chabashira is basically just giving up on us because she's like, we're fucking useless and we can either survive or we can just fucking die. Really want, you know, people to stop fucking up. You need to like correct their behavior and train them up, but Suzune just has no leadership abilities right now to do that.
About Ike and the others. Their moods changed frequently, so I wasn't really able to relax. You get along with Sadu, don't you? You eat together with him. I don't think we're on bad terms, but I do kind of feel like he's a burden. Sadu cuts class more than anyone else. He also fights
This
the
is
most.
true.
I have to draw the line there. I could see what he meant. Ike appeared to have his own thoughts. I'll try to persuade Segura-san. Once I do, things should turn around. I just wonder about that, considering the circumstances. Even if we get Segura-san's testimony, I believe it'll have minimal impact. The school will probably have doubts about a witness just suddenly appearing from Class D. Doubts?
We need hard facts. Hard facts.
Of course. They'll consider the witness's testimony along with her possible intentions. They won't take her word as absolute proof. No way. You mean even that evidence wouldn't be perfectly sound? Well, the best and most miraculous situation would be
Have a videotape of the fight.
if there was a trusted witness from another class or grade who saw the entire incident from start to finish. There isn't anyone who fits the description.
Well, Ichinose kind of helps us out, but not with this department.
Though, said Horikita with confidence. I thought the same. Then no matter how hard we try to prove Sadu's innocence, had the incident happened in a classroom. However, it would be a different story. What do you mean? Well, there are cameras that record what goes on in the classrooms, right? Therefore, if anything did happen, there'd be evidence of it. Those recordings would blow the Class C guys' lies away.
I think the recordings were used as a bluff, right? I forget the exact details, but I think there is a component of lying and bluffing with the cameras to Class C.
I pointed at the two or so cameras affixed to the ceiling near the corners of the classroom. They were small enough that they wouldn't be a distraction, and they blended in well with their surroundings, but they were undeniably security cameras. The school checks those
Are they even
cameras
on?
to see if we talk or fall asleep during class. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to
Oh! That's how they monitor us. They're straight up just stalking us the entire time.
accurately assess our monthly performance. Seriously? I never knew.
Damn, that fucking sucks. Imagine being the guy that has to watch the security cams all fucking day to make sure the people are like not fucking up. That's a terrible job.
Ike looked utterly shocked. I just learned about the cameras. They're not easily spotted. I also didn't notice until they talked about points for the first time. Well, ordinary people don't typically concern themselves with hidden cameras. I mean, most
Ordinary.
wouldn't be able to directly point out the cameras in a convenience store, even if they went there all the time, right? If that person did know,
You're telling me that only a shoplifter would be
they
aware?
probably had a guilty conscience or were extremely nervous, or they might have accidentally spotted them. Well, considering we didn't need to search for a witness anymore, I thought it was time to head home then. Kushida and the others might discuss looking for another witness.
Alright. I think this is where we're gonna stop today's live stream reading, okay? But can anyone guess what video I have for you? Can anyone guess what video I have for you, huh? Anyone smart enough? Anyone smart enough, huh? Tensura? That's a pretty good guess. Technically, it should be Tensura, but my analytics are tanking because Tensura is doing so bad. So here we go. I'm gonna give you a finale of Tsukimichi Moon's Fantasy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. 9 a.m. means that it's time for me to go to work so I can continue to pay the bills. So I can continue to make anime content. Tonight is going to be level 99 Villainous. That's right. We're gonna probably do a snafu in the beginning, into Tensura, into the final Moonlit Fantasy episode. We're on episode 4, season 2 on stream. And then we'll do level 99 Villainous. And then tomorrow, I think we can finally get started on our new community series, which is going to be So I'm a Spider, So What? But it's not over yet because I got this video for you, so please go show some love. Just like you showed me love in today's stream. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye. I will see you on Twitch in about 9-ish hours, okay?